Live.
Hi guys, how are you today? Oh, we had a little bit of a disruption there. It's locking up a little bit. We're going to just double check that you guys can see me okay and that you don't have a stutter. Um, let's see. Since I'm looking better from this side, we'll say hello to everybody and then let's see where we get. So hello, Catherine, hi, Irene, and Thelma, and Mary R. And you guys are busy talking. Adeline, and I think we got everybody that's on right now. So, hi guys. I was hoping that we would get to be able to see Debbie out here today, but she had some visits that I was hearing upstairs, and so that kind of wears her out. So I think there's one big thing a day that she can handle, and this would be the big thing for today, which means no other things can happen because she's just tired and her body's still working hard. So,
Yes, physical therapy is taxing.
physical therapy. I knew that I heard somebody that sounded a little bit healthcare-ish. So, I wanted to let you know that everything is fine. We're still on the right track for her health, and and that she just couldn't do that and other things as well. And I know that you guys will understand. I feel that way on a regular basis. I told Bryson, or maybe it was Brittany, I said, if I answered tired every time you saw me, that would be really bad. But usually that's what I want to say when people ask. Okay, I have some nifty, neat things that are new from Hunky Dory today. And I failed to show you a couple of things that were in the basket last week. I looked over to my left hand side and saw that I had put this kit down on the floor so that I wouldn't bump it over and knock it everywhere. And I looked down when I'm getting up and hey, it was there. Hi, Glenn. Um, so we are going to look at the Curiouser and Curiouser album kit here. Okay. We'll start with this because this is big and bulky always, as far as spreading it out all over the table. All right. Okay. So what you get in your album kit would be the Curiouser and Curiouser ephemera. These are so pretty. Lots of neat pieces. I believe that you guys have seen these before, but we'll just come in a little closer. Here we go. So these are from the Curiouser and Curiouser set. This is all the ephemera. Of course, you see, no, that butterfly. That butterfly is on the front of that page. So I'm going to show it to you again so you guys can get a relativity to the size. So these are all done, taken in a picture. And then you can see the size of this one. It is approximately, wingspan is about 3.5 inches. So that's definitely going to give you some bigger ephemera, but there's also several little ones in there. All of these are a little bit smaller. And so I know that they will fit in perfect with this book because G45 does a great job of doing that. You get 10 wild cherry rectangular scallop layers. Try saying that 5 times fast. Let's see. You get the binder album with interactive pages, and this is not the pick a page, but we still have different kinds that are in this one. So I think they're probably going to use all the pages in this one, but sometimes that one that says pick a page, you have it set up for just the pages that are needed and you keep it out And you'll probably have some stuff that's left over at the end. I find that I have about half of my 12 by 12 stack left, and that I have about half of my ephemera left. And if anything, you can buy a thing of stickers, or I don't know if we have any more rub-ons or not, but we may have some rub-ons still, and some tags and frames in this one. And so this is the one that's for this album. And I know that we have shown it. So if you still want to see it, hello, Mary T. If you still want to see it in the next little bit, absolutely holler on chat. And we will be more than happy to show that pack. Balancing act. Oh, and this was part of the pack. It is little crystal embellishments. They look like little, they really look like little buttons. They kind of have a scratch hash design on them. See that? Where it's done making a 3D section. So the way that they created it, it's got those little squares because of the little hashtags that they've put on it. And then they've put some clear mica and sealing in their resin. And there you have that. Now you know how they're made. And they're glue-ons and they go with the album. Okay. And those are things that you can sometimes get. And we have some that are very similar to that with Hunky Dory as well, if you like those little buttons. Okay. So the rest of what nope, I take that back. I'll say the rest of what I'm going to show you in just a second. So this was one of the things that Brittany found in her inventorying cards and envelopes. She's getting through all of these different spaces, and I keep thinking I'm going to have a day that I can help her, and they always seem to magically get full. I don't know how that happens. So these are, we did some sheep out of these, I think at Christmas time, if I recall right. These are from Craft Style. We had, you can either set them up to do in a little dome shape. I can see how you can use the gateway, one of the gateway dies. It's about the same size, and you can use like half of your die for one of these sections. Run it through with like gold or white or whatever you want to make it with. And then you would attach it to the front of these heartfelts, and then you can cut off the bottoms. And this would make beautiful spaces for those heartfelt dies. If you have any of the gateway ones, which are beautiful. But this is a triple. And then they have this fun little thing right here. And that's where this bends like this. And this bends like this. So you have these two that sit back, and you can make a gatefold out of it and then open it this way. Or you don't fold it and you've got a tri card. And the only place that you're going to see that bend is going to be in the back. And I don't know how many people, when you get a trifold, go, oh, hey, what's that? You're probably not going to see that. So, but it is a lot of fun to do this way because you can do a full panoramic picture because they're small. It's not like our bigger gatefold cards. They're a smaller version. So you can usually use some form of your card stock from Hunky Dory or from any of the backgrounds for G45. Stamperia, pretty much anything really. And then you can put a full picture on the front and then break it into another picture here and another picture here. And you can even go as far as to bend this back and make this your front. So it gives it kind of a different look. And you would just bend the middle piece just a little bit, curve it, and you would have, again, just a totally different look. So lots of ways that you can do with this card. And for some reason, when we got these from Craft Style, and you know they're a good card, they're a heavy GSM, And you know that they stand up to just about anything. You've seen us use them in cards over Christmas with the outer stipper and the inner stipper card. And there are, let's see, we have the 5x7s and European A6s. It's what we bought the most of and sold the most of, and this company is no longer in business. It closed during the time of COVID, and it was one of those companies that weren't able to survive, unfortunately, because it was a great company. So here is our pieces. This we've never put in the system. So if you want to buy it, now's the time to do it, because the last time that I made this card, I didn't know that we didn't have it online, but we've never put it online for sale. So there you have it. Okay, now here comes my remarks. Right as I was coming in the door from doing shipping downstairs, Bryce came in the door. We both looked at each other, and it was about 5 minutes, maybe, not even, till the time that we needed to be online. And Bryce said, let's start digging through the Hunky Dory boxes, and we can pull out the new things from Hunky Dory. So these are not on sale today. And I'm trying to remember if Brittany is coming in tomorrow, but if she doesn't, it will definitely be on Friday. So you will get, around the time that you get a newsletter for this, these will all be up and online for sale. However, they are not right now. So this is kind of like a preview, and I saved some of it for next week. So hopefully we'll have enough to be able to show you, because that was it for what I already had in the basket. And there were only 2 things. Serves me right for not looking in the basket before I went downstairs. Okay, so there are some things that we've had before from Hunky Dory. And these are our embossing tools for shaping. I love these for making flowers with. It also works really great on making your pops stand out with your tattered lace. And they have so many different sizes. So you get 6 different heads on 3 shapes, on 3 sticks. And they really just make your card look 3-dimensional when you use them with the tattered lace dies or when you're making your flowers. So they now have, I like this. I do not remember seeing this one before, but this one is called the Extra Thick Foam Mat. You can see how thick it is. It's not like the rubbery, harder, you have to push harder in to work your shapes. This is literally, if you had a flower, you could put it on here and push down with the middle, and it would sink in. So you can see how far it can go in, and it pops right back out. So you would get, you could do a lot of different things with this little mat, and I would know if we had this one before, because I would have bought it. I have, I think, about 6 mats at home, but I'm always looking for the perfect one. So we have this neat thing that's called Build a Bouquet. Now, mind you, I just pulled it out of the package. So this, I think, goes hand in hand with this mat and those tools. So they wanted to make sure that they brought them back out into the market with this. And so I have a feeling I know what this is going to do. However, I could be totally wrong, but I have not seen it before either. Okay. So here is the 8x8 die cut. Sheets. So they are die cut into flowers. They have, it looks almost like black little dots on it, but it's not. It's where it's cut. So where you see, especially in these wider ones, where it's like this, right through here, and it looks black, it does not have any actual color around it. It's just how it's set up. So when you push on these little cuts are going to give you a 3D version. So let me kind of show you here. When you emboss, you can, man, I don't know if I can show you. When you emboss, you will take it, and I'll do one here at the bottom. You'll take it and you'll emboss this piece on the back side, but don't emboss the little piece that's going around it. This one only has a single. This one has a double. So we'll talk about the doubles. So the singles, you're just going to push on the back and rub the ball and fill that out. I haven't tried it yet, but knowing Hunky Dory's GSM, you really want to spray the backs of these before you start shaping them. Just lightly. It doesn't need a lot of water, just a really fine mist, and it gives you enough to where it doesn't rip and tear into the paper. So this second set is in order to have this portion of it stay flat and this portion to stick up and out. And you can either push it up and out like that with your fingers, or you can, again, take your little ball, and this time you'd use one of your smaller ones, hence the reason for that great tool. And it's got it's got a smaller space on the inside to give you that rounded look. You know, you can ink these if you don't have a color, because I don't know what the colors look like yet. I'm going to assume a few based on the cover. I'll give you a few guesses. But if you don't have just the right color, save these white ones and you can ink these up with your inks, or you can put paste on them. Our new Cosmic Shimmer Paste would look beautiful on these. You can let them dry, and they would be beautiful and ready to go for you. So that's number 1, 2, 3. You get 3 pages. You might get more, but let me read. 48 pages, and it just says of die-cut flowers and leaves. So we'll have to count it a couple of times and keep track of where we were in color. And let's see what we end up with. So at this point, we know that there's going to be 3 of that color. And this is different. So it is definitely more orange. I didn't see that at first with my light. And I should have a lot of light, but I just didn't see it. I think I shadowed it. We've got some blues and some purples, 3 of those. And a deeper kind of bluish purple. I think they cover a lot of the gamut of the colors. Okay, these are the same colors, but different designs of the same flower. So you'll have all the same flower and all the different designs. So let me go back here to the purple, blue, and hopefully I will be correct, and they should have another set of designs. Yep, sure enough. And these have tons of colors in them. Excuse me, they don't have any colors in them, and there's tons of pages of the whites. And so it looks like that, and I'm sure that they have 3 of each design for you, just like in the colors. And you can use these as they are white, or you can use that paste like I talked about. Jamie powders would look beautiful on these. You could have a lot of fun with these. Alcohol inks, totally be able to do it with these. Alcohol inks, usually using Yupo, are really recommended. However, it still works on regular paper. It's just not quite as forgiving as it is on that Yupo paper. So, okay. Nope, gotta put the package on. All right, so what goes with those flowers and the tools? Well, I'm thinking of tools. I think I'll pull it back out and show you guys for next week as a reminder that this is a new tool item for next week. Is Heartfelt Creations has also a different tool that you can just put it's got a little magnet in it, so you can just put what tip you want in it and keep it in a little case. So it works really nice too if you want something that's a little bit more slimline. Okay, these are called Build a Bouquet 6x6 card fronts. So it's not a card, it's just the fronts. So they'll go great on either a Muri or glitter or some sort of background, and you can make a 7x7 card or a 6.5x6.5. But if you don't, then you can cut it a little bit smaller around the white, and you can work your way down to probably about a 5x5. I don't think that you'd want to go less, because then you'll cut into your picture. So, so these are the card fronts. You can color them as you want. So if you enjoy coloring, here's a great way to do it. I like the Jelly Roll pin. It's kind of like a Wink of Stella pin that gives you some beautiful shimmer and shine to them. And don't forget, you can use your Cosmic Shimmer as paste too, which will give you shimmer and shine. So you can have a shimmer and shine on your white paper and then add. You can also mask if you wanted to, or ink like something up here in the sky, something down here on the ground. So colored pencils, we've got some options. We've got lots of options around here. I was looking at those the Eastern Wishes stamps, and I was going, well, I could do this, or I could do this, or I could, you know what? There's a lot of choices. I'm going to have to decide what to do. So you will find out later what I decided to do. Here's a jar. This would be really simple to be able to create a soft background around it and just mask off the jar. Beautiful heart. So that's black and white. And then we have gold. So I'm going to assume that we have the same amount in gold, which I think are 3 of each. Let me double check that. 2 of each. 2 of each. 1, 2. Yes, 2 of each. So this is going to have a foil to it. If you use an alcohol ink, it will stick onto your gold foil. So I recommend with your gold foil, if you're going to fill in some of the background, you'll want to use watercolor pencils or something that's water-based. So then that way you can wipe very lightly onto your foil if you accidentally get a little bit on it. But these are a type of, the paper is the same as the InkMe or the 8x8 packs or the 6x6 paper pad packs for doing stamping with. They're called the InkMe set. So if these are the same type, so it's going to absorb your color, it's going to absorb your water. So just be really careful. How? Yes, watercolor paints also. Now these are the gold. I know it looks silver when I show it, but it really is gold if you look down at the bottom. It just happens to be that my light is bouncing off of it, giving reflection. Here are the jars. Okay. And then now, of course, you put in the reflection and they still look gold. No, these are still gold. I thought we already had that one, but I guess not. These are definitely the silvers. same ones, 2 of each. And this will really make your flowers shine on a card. And I'm going to show you the cover that shows a sample of what they did. Shouldn't say cover. It's just a little blip of what it is. Right here. Okay, I'm going to come up closer. So that right there. So that is the sample of what they did. That's just a picture, guys, but you can see the 3D up on Foamies, and then they've built up those flowers by using 1, 2, 3 layers, it looks like, which is about right. And then the stuff in the background lays flat. So, right. I cannot ever point at these. So this piece right through here is all the color pieces of that. So they've even got it set up with a little 1/4 inch round on your 6x6. See how that's there? So you can use a mirror or a background, or you can ink up. In fact, they've inked your corners of your edges of that card. So even when it's you're not putting in a full background everywhere, just inking up the edges would make it stand out and be bright as well. Okay. And again, just a reminder, just in case you happen to join us just a little bit ago, Debbie had her big workout today, and so she's really tired. So she's not going to be able to join us out here for today, but she is on chat. There you go. Great. Debbie, you can't do a newsletter on these because we only had 2 items to show, so you cannot do it yet. So I'll let you know more about it. But Bryce and I did a quick dive into the boxes that came through from Hunky Dory. So yes, say hello to Debbie because that is not Bryce typing. Okay, so this is really cute. This is a moonstone die that creates a zipper effect on your cards. We've done these kind of things before where you have like the tattered lace zippers. I don't know that these won't truly unzip with a pull and a tug. These are just to be able to give you some on mirror board would be my guess, to make it look a little bit more metallic, silvers or golds. You could also use a different color for those outlines, but it's setting it up so that you have, let's see, you have a pocket and a pocket flap. You have the upper part of the zipper up here, and then you join it with one of these, join it with one of these zippers down here. And then you've got tassels if you want tassels. This one has, wrong side. This one has 6 different flaps, it looks like, to make it look like there's 6 pockets on the military jacket. And I don't see the tassels being used on either of these, but there is a die for that. So these are the, these are the tassel ones. It's really tough, guys, because it's opposite of what you think. So you've got the Y to be able to put in with your color. That would normally be the zipper color that you see on the sides. And then these put in your metallic pieces of your zipper. You've got some buttons, the tab for the zipper. You can also, this says tape aperture and zip tape. And then you've got buttons on there as well. So there's lots of different goodies in there to use with this. This is super cute. Yes, these are the tassel. They're calling them tassels. So yes, those are the drawstrings. So, oh, wait. I need to look closer. Really close right there. That's the paper that is set up as a tassel. So goes up here, comes down here, goes on the ends. Okay. So that is something that's new that we've never had before. And I'm going to just mention this. It's already 4:30, so I'm just going to mention this because we couldn't find every single topper for this one. We just have the luxury kit. So until we open up the boxes and dig in a little bit more, we didn't see it, but that doesn't mean that it's not here. So this is called, I think it's painted. Yes, Painted Pebbles. Petals. Okay. Painted Petals. And if you can see really close in there, it's got some beautiful colors and artwork in there. Wow. These are gorgeous. Pretty, pretty. So we'll show you each and every one of the toppers, but we don't have all of them to open up and show you. So I'm just going to kind of say we'll have this in the system by Friday, late afternoon our time. And this is the luxury topper collection, which means you're getting 2 of each style. And this I can open up for you so that you can kind of get a feel for what they look like. Actually, I have this topper piece. So like I said, we have some of the topper pieces, but not all of them. This is about halfway down the page. And then you can see that there's 2 bigger squares down there at the bottom and the 3 uppers. I like the way that these are set up. You could have a lot of fun with all of these different tags and all of the different samples. It gives you a lot when they do these. I really like when they do these because it gives you a lot of ways to be able to do it. So on the back side, there's that. This is obviously their foil one. And I'll open the rest of them next week when I have the opportunity to show you each of those toppers. Okay. So the Painted Petals in the inserts. I love that they have their inserts to where you had multiple pages of the cardstock, because I think they recognize that we use all of our goodies. You know that we do as crafters, which means that you can really make a lot of them with 4 topper sets. So we've got 1, 2, 3 of each. So I'll hold this one up for you. I think I've got some upside downs and right sides up going on here. So that's this insert. Maybe Snowdrop? No. I'm not going to even try and guess the flower kind. You guys have fun. I may if I see something that I know straight off the bat. That is just the insert. Look at how pretty those are. Okay. Here we have some Lily of the Valley. One of my favorites. And then there is this set. So this corner, looking like an apple blossom maybe. I don't see any thorns or anything on it, so it's probably an apple blossom. Okay. I believe that this is wisteria. I'll know more later when I think that's the topper that we don't have yet. Or else I would have oohed and awed quickly as I was going through the box. Maybe it did. I don't know. It was a quick grab and pull. Peony? Maybe. We have some hydrangeas. And I can't quite tell what this one is. I don't know if that's the bottom. I think that it is, and this is the top. That's what I think, but I could be totally wrong. Aren't those beautiful? With just this really light trace of them up towards the top. They've just kind of lightened it out till you just can't see them anymore. It's so pretty. Let's see. You'll be able to see it in all of its glory here in the parchment, I think, at least all the colors. They've made this one with the parchment. Sometimes they'll do parchment, sometimes they'll do acetate. So you never know which direction you're going to get, or if you're going to get both, because they have done that before. And since I don't know everything in those boxes yet, we made a mad dash over there to grab what we could. So these are going to be set up for previews, not available for order today. But it is is this the 8th or the 9th?
Today is the
9th. So today is the 9th, so it should be in there for you by the 11th. So take a look. And then we'll also show them again. Some of them, not all of it all over again, but some of it that we don't have handy today out of the box. Okay, and with parchments, you're going to get 3 pages. I'm showing you it with all 3 pages together so that you can see the print, because when you take that away, it's definitely vellum and parchment. And I honestly don't know a difference between vellum and parchment. Debbie, if you have some education on that, if you could chime in there so you can see how much more it brightens and lightens it up. But I wanted you to be able to see all the colors too. So that green will definitely sit there if you put it on the white, for example. But you can still see through. Okay. I'm loving parchment for lighting things up. This is the gray, bluish gray. It almost looks denim in the parchment, but it's really a very dusty, I don't want to say dusty blue, but it's the pack for these papers. For this one is more gray like this, but the blues will totally go with it too. So I think it's intended to be grays. Okay, and we have the last one is of some more flowers. That's looking like a lilac bush, maybe a butterfly bush. They both look kind of similar. One just has, I think, fuller pieces. So maybe that picture was of lilacs and not wisteria. Or maybe it's lilacs and wisteria. We won't know because it's a mystery to you. I can't help it. Okay. I know, bad jokes. My husband says that I should be the one that has the dad jokes because he's got better jokes than dad jokes. He is really funny. I enjoy his sense of humor. Mine's very dry. Okay. Here's the Miri that goes with that set. So we've got purple, and you get 2 sheets of each color. That means that there's 16 sheets for 8 colors. Let me flip this one over. So the first one was a pinkish color. Second one is purple. The other one could probably go for both a pinkish and a lilac-y purple. And I wanted to say, because I forgot to say it earlier when we were looking at those inserts, man, that's hard to, there we go. There we are. Purple. I wanted to say when I thought that something was wisteria, if you flip it upside down, it looks like it could be a lavender stalk. So there's our gray. It's not quite silver, but it's also not quite blue. And I have no idea that we're having legs. So it is kind of a foggy morning dew. That's a perfect description of it. Foggy mornings with the grays in the sky, but also the blues poking through. There's even a darker purple. This is purple. I'm seeing it on the TV as blue, but it is a royal purple. Maybe right there. There we go. You just have to find the right reflections. This is very similar to the Miri. And this has, you see these textures that are in here, right? Look at the lights and see all those little texture pieces. Those are in the actual Miri. To me, it looks like a Miri book leather. It really does. So when you're looking at it, it gives it some weight behind it. This kind of goes from one green to another. So again, it's going to depend on where it's shining and what it's doing, which is, of course, indicative of Miri board. Okay. This one is very navy, and it's not quite gray, and it's not quite black. So I'm going to call it navy in color, but it also does pick up on those grayish tones too. And then there's this really deep, almost a teal-like navy. Again, not, this one isn't quite navy, but it's not really royal blue yet either. So these are some really pretty colors that they've come up with. These look different than some of the other Miris. Really pretty. And it almost gives it maybe a water look. I think that texture, that's what it's there for, because seeing how it's reflecting. And the artwork is very soft, like watercolors too. So I have a feeling it's doing some mimicking. Okay, so the next one in the pack is Painted Petals foil cardstock. 24. Debbie can read these off, but every once in a while I'll question if I'm remembering right or not. So this is 8 foil designs, 2 of each foil colors, and they are 300 GSM. That's really what I was checking on, because I know that these are 2 colors each. So this is that grayish blue. You can definitely see it better on the foil. color here, the green. And that green did have some lighter tones of green in it and darker tones depending on where it was reflecting on that Mary. So you can see kind of the differences. Here's some pink. That other one is the lilac color. I'm going to say it's lilac. It's just not quite wisteria. A gray. And they've put silver with it. And then another different kind of pink on a different print. Look at that. I'm going to put it up close and hopefully hold it still, and you guys can see it looks like different handwriting letters that are all put together on a piece. And the handwriting's all done in foil. This is a very dark green. Light blue. And then these are all the colors. I think, nope, these are not repeated again. There's that one. I think it's 2 of each design, not 2 of each color. 2 of each design. So we have more designs on there than I'm used to seeing. That royal purple in the Mary looks about like this, if you have the right reflection. Hi, Karen. Irene, I agree. My mess is leftover gold. There you go. This is just going to be beautiful by the time that we get to show you the toppers all the way and the cardstock all the way next week. So I know I'm excited to show it because then I get to look at it. Okay, we have several craft pads, and I think I'm going to set aside 2 of the craft pads for next week, just because we want to make sure that we're not digging through more boxes next week, or else Brittany is really gonna let me know. No, I'm teasing. She's not that hard about it. However, she does like that everything is put back either in the box the way it was found, or that we just set aside the ones that we pulled out and we only pull out 1 of each. So we have a rule system that we have to follow. Okay. All right. I love when the package comes already having its side open. I tell you, I don't know how many times I try and put this stuff in, and the side does that little bit of splitting and it just goes all the way up the side. And you know what? It's just part of the way that these are made. It's light plastic. It's meant to protect from dust. And the side, usually you're not leaving your items up on their sides. You're leaving them either flat or upright, right? So this is the Swan Lake Deluxe Craft Pad. It is half of a luxury kit plus some extras. I know that we've kind of talked about those before. So this one is Swan Lake. We've got some swans and some bunnies and lots of little I wanted to see if those were possibly geese, but they're not geese. They are definitely swans. Okay, so they've got little bunnies and little swans, and it is pretty pastel colors. This one is also bunnies, and this one has some mice and some swans in it. So see the little mouse hanging down, talking to the swan, little bunny. These are really cute. And we have this one. There's a little mouse in a basket. It's sweet and cute. They're just very serene cuteness and beauty. So I guess that's why the mice and the rabbits are in there, is to give you some cute, like that one with the bunny riding the swan. But it also gives you the sweetness of how pretty and beautiful swans are. So you get one of each topper set, so 4 total. You get 4 cardstock with foil. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Yes, these will make nice wedding cards. Bye, Mary. Mary R. Sorry, I didn't want to not say the right Mary because we've got more than one Mary online. So, good night, Mary R. And then here is the last foil one of that set. And then you have 4 of the adorable, scoreable, non-foiled cards. And this is in Matte-tastic, adorable, scoreable. So it's not shiny. It's got that matte finish. I love their matte finishes. Probably because I like the vintagey piece to the matte. Okay, and then you get, I think it's 8 sets of, yes, 8 inserts. So all of these are just a lighter picture, very faint, of the colors that you already have in your cardstock and your adorable scoreable. So you can see right here that you're getting 1 of each of those. I love these. These are beautiful. I don't recall this set before. I don't think we had this set. Now, normally when Deluxe Craft Pad comes out, they've done something in this set before, and we have had swans in our rose quartz, and we've had them in our royal purple. But this is not a new set that we haven't seen. Okay, so
Probably time for just one more.
One more. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. All right, I'm going to make it easy because then that way I can show other things later. Haha, tricked you. Okay, here's our garden treasures, and we already have the sets, but we did not have the inserts. So let's take a look. I believe that they missed them in our last order, and so they tucked them in there for us this time. I think, I can't say for sure because sometimes Brittany and I don't get to see each other except for every once in a while. And then our work days don't go so well because then we get getting caught up on things. And so I think we have a much lower paycheck for last Thursday.
Yeah, keep you two separate.
So there you have it. Those are the sets of the garden treasures. And then let's take a look at those inserts. 3 of each. I love this one because it's got color everywhere and pictures. Look, won't that be so nice as putting your stamp right in there, and it'll just say, hello, I'm here, and I want to say this set is also colored all the way. Oh, look at those clouds. Butterflies. They've done a beautiful job with that color of blue for those clouds. It just really picks up and highlights. Okay, so there's 3 of each of those. And then you get, I love when they do this, you get 3 each of the special papers. So just like the Eastern Wishes where you're getting both, same thing. You're getting 3 double-sided lighter papers. Okay. Debbie says, it's a new pack. I think Garden Party and Pansies were also 2 packs that we didn't see come through. Beautiful. And then again, this is to the Garden Treasures. So we have some tags in the Garden Treasures. These are all the little animals with, there's all these little animals with the pack. And then it has floral as well. So this is a really cute set. So lots of background pictures for you to use as well as your inserts. I like it when they do it that way. So I think that that's it, which I told Bryce, I said, we won't get through this whole pad, this whole pile, I don't think. I don't think he believed me. I can talk your ear off. Okay. Alrighty, so if there's any questions while you type those, I'm just going to remind you that please give us a thumbs up. We love them. It helps us not only feel good about the fact that we did it the right way. You don't have to give me thumbs up personally. It's the items that you're giving a thumbs up to. And so if you put in that thumbs up, it not only helps us in our ratings, but it also helps find other people that are like-minded like you that want to be able to see these items online on YouTube. So it's a great way to find and other people to find us. So we always love adding to our crafty friends. And if you have a thumbs up, then that is wonderful. But what is also going to help you and help us is that Mary R. has a drawing. The Crafty Friends have a gift once a month for a Saturday drawing and a Wednesday drawing. And if we have a Saturday showing, then you guys get to choose in the side chat what you're going to make it, Mary R. But that is for you on Saturdays unless something's live. And then there's Wednesdays. So today, I think what we'll do is we'll say our question for the day. You can also write other comments on here of the different things that you like. But when we're done, if you refresh and then leave a comment, some of you may have to refresh a couple hours afterwards before you can leave a comment. But I think that my question is going to be this week, how would you apply and what would you use for your medium on these cards? What is your favorite medium to do these types of things with? So let us know if it's your Hunky Dory watercolor pencils, if it's Cosmic Shimmer paste, if it's, you name it, you can do it. You get to decide. We've also got our watercolors from that are the sparkling ones, the shimmer ones, and those I think would be beautiful with this. And so there's that. Inks. So you tell me. Ooh, Lisa Horton. Lisa Horton might be fun because of those blacks. It will change that black to a different color. with your cloud 9, just thinking of it off the top of my head, with your cloud 9 on these that are black, you will have a color that's on the background, but everywhere that it's black, you would have a different color. So maybe using a little bit of your ink on a water brush may be just about perfect to paint those flowers 2 different colors. Looky there. Gotta keep me on my toes. Okay, so what would you use? That's the question. And if there's something else that you would prefer answering, you can just let us know what's your favorite. Thank you so much, guys. And
We had one question.
one question.
There's going to be a class on Saturday. Video.
Yes, I am doing my best to get that one set up, and hopefully we'll be able to do that this coming Saturday. If for some reason you do not see it up, I failed to remember when I said this last week that it was Lily's birthday. And so we had to split it into 2 days based on everybody's work schedule. So we have been busy on both of those 2 days this week, and it's already Wednesday. So we'll see where we get. So if you don't see us with a new item, I am going to really try to see if we can find some extras that are just quick and easy for either me to do a quick, easy one, or ones that we've already done in the past and we still have some kits for that we'll put on sale. So look for one of the 2 options, and I'll have an answer for you by Friday. So if you look at that What's New Wednesday information on Friday, when Debbie can actually send out the stuff, because that's the day that Brittany will be entering it. By that time, we can just drop a little note in there saying what we're doing this coming Saturday. So thank you for the question. And we will be just chugging right along. And we've got lots of other pretty things to show you next week. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.